In this video tutorial, you'll learn how to inject a command line argument into Spring Boot test method. If you're working on a unit test for your Spring Boot application and you need to make a command line argument available to your test method, then you can inject command line arguments into your test case class using Spring Boot test annotation. Now, let me open a test case class. I'll go to source test folder and then open the only test case class that I have. And if you do the same, you will see that the test case class is annotated with Spring Boot test annotation. So I will use this annotation to inject one or more command line arguments right here. Let's say I want to inject a custom argument that is called user role. And I will give it a value manager, like this. With this change, when my unit test method executes, it will have a user role property available in application context. Let's test it out. Let's say we need to test that the user role property is not empty. So I'll create a very simple test method like this. And for me to be able to access the value of user role that is passed as a command line argument, I'll need to access the environment object first. And to do that, I can simply inject environment object into this method as an argument. Now I will need to import AutoWired, and I will need to import environment. I made a typo, let me just type it again. It will need to come from org Spring Framework core inf package. Now I can use this environment object to read the value of user role property. And now I can assert that the value of user role property is not empty. And to do that, I will use assertions. And as an assertion, I will use assert true. Let me import assertions. It will come from org gunit Jupyter API package. And here I'll provide expression. User role is empty, but I will add exclamation mark at the beginning, like this. Alright, so now let's execute this unit test case and see if it works. I'll do right mouse click and then run as gunit-test. Save this class. And my unit test is passing. I do see a green bar. Now let's try failing it. And to fail it, I will assume that the user role argument was not provided at all. So I will delete this, save my file, and run this test case class one more time. Alright, now it's failing. I can bring back arguments and I can provide a different argument. Not user role, but let's say there was a typo and someone typed user name instead of user role. Now if I run this again, it will fail again. And once I correct the typo and provide correct command line argument and run it one more time, it will pass. Alright, so it is working and you now know how to inject command line arguments into your unit test case classes in Spring Boot application.